Hello, my name is Andra Cozma and I am a PhD candidate at the University of Alicante. My research interests are related to how we can teach English as a foreign language to adults in the process of continuous education and lifelong learning in multicultural societies affected by crisis. Before I start speaking about my research, I would like to say a few words about myself. I was born in Romania, where I have graduated from the University of Alexandria and Cuza in Iași, the Faculty of Letters. I have finished Romanian and English language and literature. Afterwards, I came in Greece to complete a master's degree in management and strategy, and last year I have completed another master's degree in teaching English as a foreign language. About my professional background, I am working for the last 5 years in public education sector. I am working as a substitute teacher in primary and secondary public schools. And I'm working also with adults in second chance schools and public vocational institutes and other private companies that organize courses for adults. Now about the context and the purpose of my research. I am interested in researching how we can teach English as a foreign language to adults in the context of continuous education during difficult times like the ones we live now, when we are affected by the pandemic situation and the war in Ukraine. I think this is a very important research because I think it will bring awareness to English teachers in European countries on how they should adapt their teaching methods and design materials according, of course, with the curriculum guidelines, but also according to the unique characteristics of each specific group of learners that they have. The main purpose of my research is to discover the English as a foreign language learning needs of adults who attend courses in Greece and other European countries during the process of continuous education and lifelong learning in multicultural societies affected by crisis, like the COVID crisis and the humanitarian crisis provoked by the war in Ukraine. I will also try to examine how the role of the adult educators that teach English language courses changed because of the different worldwide crises. Now I would like to explain a little bit the term needs and what I understand by needs. As Bradley said, the term needs is an umbrella term including the wants, the lacks, the requirements, the motivations, the expectations, and the obstacles encountered in the learning process by the learners. When they returned to education, adult learners they returned back having on their mind specific goals. They have certain unique characteristics. They bring with them experiences and knowledge, and they feel the need to utilize these experiences as sources for learning. They are active participants responsible for their own learning and training, and they must be actively involved in the process of syllabus design. They come back to education with specific goals and have specific expectations about the learning process. They acquire new knowledge in their own way, using different strategies for learning and exhibiting various learning preferences. They have competing interests and they encounter obstacles or difficulties in the education process. So while I will do my research, I will try to be very careful on investigating these unique characteristics that adult learners have. In order to answer my main research question, which is which are the EFL, English as a Foreign Language, learning and educational needs of adult students in the context of continuous education during difficult times like the ones affected by pandemics and war in Ukraine, in order to answer this question, I will address 5 sub-questions, which are the attitudes, wants, and expectations of adult students towards English language learning when they return to education during difficult times. The second question that I will try to answer is what are the EFL learning styles of adult students that return to education during these difficult times. The third question is what EFL learning strategies adult learners prefer to use when returning to education during difficult times. And what are the lacks and obstacles encountered by adult students in learning English in the context of continuous education during difficult times. A last question is related to how does the English teacher contribute to the process of continuous education of adult students during these difficult times. About my research strategy, I am planning to do a descriptive research exploring the English as a foreign language learning needs of different groups of adult students coming from different societies affected by multiple crises. I have favored a quantitative methodological approach because my main goal is to obtain answers to the same questions from a representative majority of individuals enrolled in English language courses in Greece and other European countries. Why I chose a quantitative methodology? Because I will have more control on how the data will be gathered and interpreted. I believe that the data will be more precise, reliable, consistent, and of course it will be numerical, which will give me the possibility to arrange the data using more simple analytical methods. The data will have the form of numbers and statistics, arranged in tables and charts, and the data analysis will be relatively less time consuming using statistical software. So this will give me more time to focus on my research. About the data collection process, how I will gather the primary data. I will have first to identify the variables. I will have to select the sample population. This is something that I will do next year. I will choose an appropriate collection method for my data, which is the questionnaire. I will pilot the study. I will modify, if needed, the collection methods and the different variables. And afterwards, I will collect the data with the use of a questionnaire. When speaking about the research methodology, of course, I have to mention some foreseeable problems. These are related to the access to collecting the necessary primary data. So I hope that I will have enough access to the groups of adult learners. This is something that I will see next year. I will have also some ethical issues to think of related to the people, the institutions, and the information that needed to be collected. Of course, the participants will be assured of anonymity and confidentiality throughout the stages of the research process. I will have informed consent prior to the fulfillment of the questionnaires from the respondents, and if required, the results of the study, I will share the results of the study with the respondents. And some personal safety issues, which for my case I think I'm covered, because the target population is located inside different public institutions, and the individuals will complete the questionnaires during one of their English class. I would like to say a few words now about my research tool, which is the questionnaire. I will use closed type questions because they are quick to complete and straightforward to code afterwards. My questionnaire, I'm thinking that it will include 5 sections. The first section will ask from the respondents information related to their age, gender, education, language the respondents speak, and current work situation, country of origin. In the second section of the questionnaire, the respondents will express their attitudes, wants, and expectations towards English language learning when they return to education during difficult times. The third section will ask the respondents about their learning styles, preferences, and strategies used when learning English. The fourth section will investigate the difficulties that adult learners face when returning to education. And the last section will ask respondents to rank different English language skills according to the degree of importance and the degree of difficulty of learning the specific language, foreign language. After I will collect the primary data, I will use a statistical package to analyze it. Specifically, I will use SPSS. I will conduct descriptive and inferential statistics, and the results, I will present them in form of tables, graphics, and written work. About reliability and validity of my data, I believe that for the present research, reliability cannot be proven, but validity can be improved through careful sampling, appropriate instrument implementation, and appropriate statistical analysis of the data. Here I have a timetable for my research. I have started my PhD in March this year, and I am planning to finish it in 3 years, 3.5. For this year, I am planning to do a literature review. I'm planning to learn descriptive and inferential statistics. I am planning to consult with my supervisor about the literature review and the development of the questionnaire, and at the end of the year I hope to have the questionnaire ready in order to pilot it. For the first half of 2023, I am planning to complete my literature review, to modify if needed after piloting the questionnaire, and to start distributing the questionnaire to the groups of learners. I hope that by the end of the year I will have gathered all my primary data for the research, so that next I could complete the analysis using SPSS. from January 2024, I hope that I will start writing the full report of my findings, including conclusions, implications, and recommendations. Of course, all these years I will consult with my supervisors to make any other improvements. I hope to submit my dissertation somewhere in 2025. This is my research plan for this PhD program. Thank you for your attention.